Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Kid Dynamite here, and today I'm going to start a new series, I guess you guys could call it. What I'm going to be doing for the college football season as it just started up. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, each week, I'm going to be going over the previous game and going over the next upcoming game for Michigan State. As you guys know, I attend Michigan State University, majoring in journalism, concentration in sports journalism. But yeah, I went to the game last Friday against Tulsa, week 1. That stuff was hype. that student section was electric. The whole stadium was electric. Very good experience, very fun. First time being in the student section, obviously. So always a good time. But yeah, so let's get right into it. We're gonna go over week 1 against Tulsa, and I'm gonna take away the good and the bad and the ugly. So to start off, I guess we'll start off with the good. Start off on a good note. Obviously the defense. The defense was probably the best thing about that game, besides the fan base. But yeah, the defense was very good. The run defense especially. They just did a very good job in general. The defense for Michigan State has always been kind of their identity. They're always known as one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they proved that tonight. Haven't missed a beat since last season. So to look at the stats here, Joe Bocci had 7 tackles. Kenny Wilkes had 7 tackles. So those were really the main two. A lot of people had tackles. They forced 2 fumbles, recovered. They recovered both of them. Kenny Wilkes had both of those fumble recoveries. So that was really good. One of those recoveries actually came in the end zone for a touchdown for Michigan State. So that's even better. But yeah, it was just a very good defensive performance overall. This is what I expected. That wasn't my worry going into the game. Defense is definitely not my main worry whatsoever. And they held Tulsa to negative 73 rushing yards. And granted, 32 of those negative rushing yards came off a couple bad snaps over the head of the QB, Zach Smith, for Tulsa. So, but even without those bad snaps, they still got held to negative 1 yards rushing. And the funny thing about that is that one of the running backs for Tulsa, I forgot if it was Shamari Brooks or Corey Taylor, but one of them said that getting 200 yards against Michigan State was not going to be that hard of a task, and it was a reasonable goal. But obviously, Michigan State completely turned those hopes upside down. Again, if you take away the bad snaps, you're still holding Tulsa to negative 1 rushing yards. Corey Taylor had 7 carries for negative 1 yards, and Shamari Brooks had 6 carries for 0 yards. So, at a combined 13 carries for those two results in a negative 1 yard total. So, again, very good defensive performance. Not the thing I was worried about going in. But now we move on to the bad stuff. And the bad stuff, obviously, being probably the biggest question mark going into this season, and that being the offense. And the offense did okay. Didn't do bad, but didn't do good either. Especially against a Tulsa team, they definitely should have did a lot better. Really could say the MVP of this game, honestly, could be Matt Coughlin, the kicker. He was 4 for 4 for his field goals, and his longest was 47. Made both his extra points, and he resulted in half of the points for Michigan State. They got 28. He was 14 of those 28 points. So if you take away his field goals, he got 40. 28 minus 12. You're looking at a 16-7 win, which again wouldn't be that good of a win for Michigan State, especially against a team like Tulsa. So the offense obviously did a good job of getting in field goal range to give Coughlin a shot, but you definitely would rather want to see those 3 points turn into 7 points, especially if you turn 2 of those field goal drives and touchdowns. You're looking at a completely different game, more of a blowout, and a more convincing win over Tulsa. Let's see, on the offensive side, Brian Lewerke, he went 21 of 37 for 192 yards, 5.2 average, 1 touchdown, 0 picks, and a QBR of 46.6. Obviously not a very good QBR for Brian Lewerke, under 50. Definitely not what you want to see. He did get 7 carries for 34 yards on the ground with a 4.9 average, as long as being a 16-yard run. I believe that was early in the first quarter. But not the best day from Brian Lewerke. I'm kind of disappointed in his performance, but at the same time, he also made some good plays as well. He definitely was not, totally bad by any means at all. And to cut him some slack, the offensive line was not helping him out at all. He was not getting a lot of time in that pocket. He kept being flustered, but even then again, he still somewhat persevered and still was able to pass the ball downfield. He did have some flashy moments here and there, so not a totally bad performance from Lewerke. Obviously, it's only week 1, so you don't want to try to look into it too much. But I know the fan base was kind of itching for him to kind of get back on track, especially after the season he had last year.
You're a fucking idiot.
Granted, he was injured last season, but the fan base was just frustrated. And they probably wanted to see more Friday night than what they did. But obviously, a win is a win. On the rushing side of things, Connor Hayward had 15 carries for 43 yards, just under a 3 yards per carry average at 2.9. Didn't have any touchdowns on the ground. Did have one receiving though. His longest rush was 7 yards. Elijah Collins, he had 8 carries for 17 yards at 2.1 average and 0 touchdowns, but he did actually score, but that play was called back because of a holding. But he did get a big run late in the game in the fourth quarter. So, but I did see some good things from Elijah Collins. I liked the way he ran the ball. Same with Connor Hayward. Obviously, Connor Hayward being more the power guy, Collins being more the speed back type of dude. And to the receiving side, really only one guy really stood out, and that was Darryl Stewart, the senior. Obviously, 6 receptions, 56 yards, and 9.3 average. Ladarius Jefferson had 2 receptions for 29 yards, and Connor Hayward had 3 receptions for 28 yards, a 9.3 average, and a touchdown. Most of the guys, or a lot of the guys got receptions though. Cody White got 2, Jalen Naylor got 3. So it wasn't the worst day for the offense as a whole. Definitely would have liked to see more stuff. The play calling wasn't as good either. It wasn't as bad as last season for sure, but I definitely want to see a little bit more flashiness in that kind of play calling. There are a lot of drives where it's just a run on first down, run on second down. You're in like a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, and then you don't give Lewerke time in the pocket to throw the ball on a 3rd and short, and then you have to punt the ball away. So play calling didn't help out Lewerke, and the offensive line didn't help out Lewerke at all either. But, like I said, a win is a win. So, moving on to next week. They play Western Michigan at home again. I believe that kickoff time is 7 p.m., so another evening game. So, somewhat primetime game. Most of the game will be in primetime. But yeah, against Western, again, I do expect another win for Michigan State. I will say that right now. I expect them to come out with a dub against the Broncos, but they definitely shouldn't sleep on Western either. Western is a very, they're one of those teams that can easily sneak up on you and it can be a trap game. They always come out to play, no matter who they're going against. And each year that they play state, they always somewhat put up a fight. At least for most of the game, even if the score tends to be more of a blowout, for most of the game they tend to compete. And if State plays the same way offensively, like how they did against Tulsa, I definitely would not be surprised to see Western still in the game late in the fourth quarter, because Western again is just one of those teams that happens to be a trap game. So we'll see what happens in that game. I'm very interested to see. I think that should be more of a hype game, because even though it's not a rivalry game by any means, it's Western in state. You're playing a team from in state, so people are going to know each other. Most of the fans, they're going to know people from the other school. Like I have some friends that are going to come up to East Lansing for the game. So again, we'll see what happens. I really want to see, or what I want to see next week from the Spartans offensively is just a better running game overall. because their run game was not good against Tulsa by any means. Hayward couldn't really get going. He was really the only guy that touched the ball a lot. I do want to see more of Elijah Collins. Try to get him more involved. See if you can maybe get like a thunder and lightning type of combo with Hayward and Elijah Collins. And also what I want to see better offensively is I really want to see better protection for Lewerke when he draws back to throw, as well as better run blocking. Most of the time, the run game is the thing that tends to be good for the Spartans offensively if nothing else is going. But last week, the running game wasn't going either. The line just could not block, couldn't open up any holes for the backs, and couldn't give any time for Lewerke to throw. So, I mean, just the offense as a whole is just a big question mark for this whole season, and the season is really going to depend on how good the offense does. You know, if the offense, like how we saw last year, if they aren't good, you know, this could be another 7-5, 7-6 season, 8-4, 8-5. You know, you're not even close to competing for the Big Ten championship, not close to being able to go to Indy, and you know, not be able to compete with the big dogs like Ohio State, U of M. You know, so that's the one thing I'm really worried about right now, is just seeing how we played week 1. It's just really worrying me for when it comes to playing Ohio State, U of M, Northwestern, another. I don't even call that a trap game, because Northwestern always comes to play every year. At that point, it's not really a trap game, because I feel there's a solid 8 to 9 win team every year. I don't think they're as bad to call them a trap game, but I don't think they're as good to be called a powerhouse yet. And again, a team like Arizona State, we played them week 3. Last year we lost to them, you know, and that was an actual trap game. And now they're coming to our place, can't lose to them. That was really the turning point last season, was that loss to Arizona State. That's when you kind of realize that something was not right with the offense. So, you know, if this offense isn't intact by week 3, this could be another mediocre season. So, again, I am predicting a win. I'm gonna say 24-20 win for Michigan State with at least one defensive touchdown, if not more, for the Spartans. I think that's going to be the difference in that game, is if they can get a defensive touchdown, because this offense can't score at all from what I saw week 1. But again, it is week 1. Don't want to jump into too many conclusions. But that is all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed the start of this series. I'm going to try to be doing this every single week that Michigan State plays. On their bye week, I don't know what I'll do. I might just do an overall review of the whole weekend for college football. And I'm planning to do the same thing with the Detroit Lions when their season starts here in about a week or so. So keep a lookout on that. But I really hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll leave my social media links down in the description below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and if you guys want to, add me on Snapchat. You guys can see the college life here in East Lansing. But yeah, again, that's all I have for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.